Hare Krishna. Disobedience to God is the root cause of all problems in the material world. Anywhere, any problem. Now, I'll give you an example. Like say, there is a war going on in Syria currently. So there is Western and this Russia and all these people. So, just imagine if Varnashram is followed today in all the countries. So according to Varnashram principle, a Kshatriya, if there is a war, he himself will go to the battlefield and fight. That is the principle. Now this principle appears to be very simple and it's a little orthodox and not so much significant. The king himself going and fighting in the battlefield seems real. But try to understand the significance of this particular principle. If this is the principle being followed today in the countries all over the world, would Shriman Barack or Shriman Donald go to fight in Syria personally? Would Shriman Putin go to fight personally in Syria? Actually, Shriman Putin might go. But it's a bit Kshatriya nature, at least it looks like. But at least if Shriman Barack or Shriman Donald is not there in Syria, then even Shriman Vladimir won't have much to do. He will also not be pulled. So the point is, this small appearing principle are extremely significant and they can solve great problems in the world. Like this, as I said in Syria, what that is? Basically, it's a false flag. Everybody knows it, everybody talks about it. The solution they don't know. Why? Because they are not following the principle of Varnashram. Point is, the root of it is, yes, if you follow what the Lord system is, then a lot of problems of the world can easily be solved. Small principle, but big problems can be solved. And the root of it is, Varnashram is given the home, the Lord. You are not obeying the Lord, that is the problem. If you obey the Lord, there will be solutions for all problems. Now I gave this example, actually I wanted to give example of ISKCON specifically, inside ISKCON, not outside ISKCON, but inside ISKCON. Any problem, any big looking problem, it doesn't matter how big the problem looks. The root of it, the solution, the root of it is always obedience to God. Always obedience to God. Obey God. Problem means there is some part that we are not obeying God. That's the point. That's the only thing. So, I very much wanted to give an example of ISKCON, within ISKCON, the current ISKCON. But I did not feel it necessary or appropriate in this. But the fact remains, yes, you give me, practically speaking, if you tell me a problem, we can easily find out the root is, and the solutions are simple, So the significance of these small things are very great. Appears small, actually not small. So the disobedience to God is the root of all problems, and obedience to God is the solution to all problems. Now, if you talk of problems, there could be three things. Say if somebody has got some ailment in the body, his bone is dislocated or giving some problem, So, not uttering the problem is maybe okay, kind of. I'm not very fan of it, but it's okay. That doesn't cause as much harm. Not uttering, you know the problem, you are acknowledging it, you are attending it, but you don't talk about it. You prefer not to. That's alright. But not attending the problem, not uttering, that's okay. But not attending the problem, that is, it's just a matter of time when you're not attending you're not medicating it. It's just a matter of time when this hand will stop functioning. It will give pain and stop functioning over a period of time. Even more worst is not acknowledging it. Not acknowledging is like, you say, oh no, hand is giving problem, but then you say, no, everything is fine, let's play cricket or whatever. You do it, and the hand will become, dislocated or stop functioning even faster. That is fooling oneself. Not even acknowledging the problem. Saying that everything is fine, that is worst. So of course, enumerating problems is not because acknowledgement is definitely there, I hope so. And we all many times even talk about them. And if we try to find again the root is disobedience to God, solutions are simple. But if we keep fighting, disobedience to God is the root problem, and it multiplies. This creates different kind of problems, and those problems create different multiple problems, and becomes a big tree. And there are different faces and colors of varieties of problems happening here and there, which are actually multiplication of the original thing, disobedience to God. So intelligent person doesn't keep fighting with these external, multiplied forms of colors and forms of problems. He knows, disobedience to God is the problem. He resolves this and everything gets resolved automatically. So this acknowledging is important. After acknowledging, attending the problem. You know it's dislocated. It's in the body. The bone is in the body. The part is in the body, but it is not connected exactly within the body. It is giving a little bit of problem. So you take the bitter pill. And if you take the right medicine, like especially if you those who understood, those who have gone through some Ayurvedic treatment, you will know that this is the method of Ayurvedic treatments. Usually, not necessarily. That if you take the Ayurvedic medicine, whichever part of the body is giving problem, that part will start paining first. The pain will increase first. That means the medicine is working there. That means the medicine is working. So, the pain will increase first. And the solution is what to do? Keep taking the medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. And then over a period of time, gradually it will subside. That is the way of Ayurvedic medicine. Even spiritual medicine is like that. Poison first. You chant Hare Krishna, poison will come first. And whichever part of psychology or whatever problems you have, external, in and out, that part will start paining. And the solution is you keep taking the Harinam and eventually, gradually it will go. So, but one has to be ready to take the bitter pill. Acknowledge the problem and attend it. Be ready to take the bitter pill. And it is sure that when you take the bitter pill, the parts of the body that will have problem will start to shout. I'll give you an example. You try this. Your body, it may appear some nice, but then you try applying, for a week you try this. You apply oil, abhyang that they call in Ayurveda, abhyang. Just take care of which oil you are taking. In general, shouldn't be a problem for 7 days too much. So you just apply oil for the whole body, and you will see even the parts, sometimes some parts which appears alright, start to speak. It starts to give you call out for their presence. Yeah, I'm here, I have some. So it's like, whichever part of and if you have already some problem in the body, that part will start even more paining. So that means the medicine is working. So this is what I'm saying, that Ayurvedic medicine, how they work. But one has to be ready to take the pill. One has to be ready to take that medicine. That is the point. Attend the problem. So of course, ISKCON definitely, I personally have a great appreciation that in spite of so many issues and problems, Kali Yuga, you cannot say that it will be Ram Rajya or perfect. It's not. So, but yes, I have great appreciation for all the devotees, especially the Prabhupada disciples who have saved ISKCON after Srila Prabhupada. And the reason for cooperation within ISKCON has been love for Prabhupada. The Prabhupada disciples especially are very expert in giving up their sense gratification and cooperating for the sake of Prabhupada. And it is very, very admirable. If you go back to Prabhupada times, they have seen Prabhupada, they have been with Prabhupada. Prabhupada is their spiritual master. You go back to Prabhupada times in 1670s, whatever the prime time of Prabhupada's ISKCON. So many, you take any temple that was formed by Prabhupada, even otherwise, by Prabhupada, you think about that temple during Prabhupada's times. You immediately say, oh, this is Prabhupada's temple. You take any temple, oh, this is Prabhupada's temple. And the journey, now the same temples, after so many years in 2017, you think about the same temple. And you say, oh, this is this Maharaj's temple. And this Maharaj. Maharaj means like Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj's temple. And this is Bhaktivedanta Swami. So this journey has been so interesting, and it's very, very appreciable that Prabhupada disciples, especially the GBCs, they have saved. Of course, all. But especially those who are heading the show. They have been, they have saved ISKCON so much. And I have very great appreciation for them. And they are the first generation. They have seen Prabhupada personally. They have, as I said, they are the first generation. And they have a lot of love for Prabhupada. And of course, the second generation also have a lot of love for Prabhupada. Like say if you call me the second generation, then yes, of course I have a lot of love for Prabhupada. Especially after doing this, studying Prabhupada, then this particular project especially, my appreciation for Prabhupada has increased a lot. And I have personally seen the second generation, especially, they have the great opportunity to personally see Prabhupada disciples. I was not there during Prabhupada times, but then yes, I have personally seen and heard Prabhupada disciples and everything. So even I have great appreciation and love for Prabhupada. But definitely I am second generation. My love for Prabhupada, or it will never be as much as the direct Prabhupada disciples during when Prabhupada was there. The direct disciples of Prabhupada. And of course, it's natural because I am the second generation. And there will be the generations to come more after me, and after the second generation. And at least I have the good fortune to hear from Prabhupada disciples who have seen Prabhupada and been with Prabhupada. So, my love is also definitely there, but yeah, my love cannot be, second generation's love cannot be as much as the first generation. So, it's very appreciable that Prabhupada disciples have saved ISKCON so much. And it's a very common thing, you see, the root of cooperation in ISKCON till now has been love for Prabhupada. Like, it's a, cooperation, it's very difficult. Actually, one has to give one's own sense gratification, subtle or gross or subtle. But one has to give up one's sense gratification for the sake of cooperation. It's a common feeling. It's a very common feeling. It's like, I'm very sure about that. Like, see, if it were not for Prabhupada, I would have showed you my strength. If it were not for Prabhupada, all right, I'll listen to what you're saying. So it's a very common, it's very good. So love for Prabhupada is the root of the cooperation till now in ISKCON. It's a very, very appreciable thing. And I very much admire all the devotees, especially the GBCs, Prabhupada disciples, GBCs who have, of course others, but especially the first generation, who have so wonderfully maintained after Prabhupada. Maintenance is so tough. When Prabhupada was there, he not only created, even maintained ISKCON first, as long as he was physically present. And after that, Prabhupada disciples did the job very much. So it was so difficult, but it happened. Because of this principle, for Prabhupada, they'll listen. So that is the point. That is very, very good. And I very much think that Varnashram definitely can be installed within ISKCON. Some form of Varnashram, not necessarily the exact form, but yes, Varnashram can be installed in ISKCON, and definitely can be done. As long as proper disciples are there, definitely it can be done. So this bitter pill, taking this pill is not easy. Not anybody can do it. Not anybody can do it. It takes one. It needs sacrifices. Sacrifices are born out of love. So this bitter pill, definitely proper disciples can take it. Definitely they can take it. So, and only they can take it actually. Only they can take it. I'm just speaking practically because you see, the principle is we hope for the best, but planning always for practical and for the worst. We hope for the best, but plan always on practical grounds and for the worst. So, definitely, Varnashram can be established within ISKCON. So, I did this video to express my appreciation for the GBC, especially all the proper disciples. So, as far as this Varnashram thing is concerned, I very much had this desire to present these things for different varieties of reasons, my own reasons probably. So I did this, and beyond this what can be done? And I am very satisfied at heart today that more or less the project seems to be complete. And as far as my humble responsibility as a follower of Prabhupada is concerned, I'm done with it, at least as of today. I did what I could. So I am very satisfied at heart, and even if I leave this body, I will not regret now. I will say, oh, this is all okay, but then what next? An intelligent person will know what to do, and the responsible will do the needful. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you very much. Have a good. Now there is one important thing that I wanted to mention, clarify, is that although I have shown these things, data collection, integration and presentation and this map and that map, and it might have given an impression to some that I might just wrongly give you an impression that this is the method of gaining knowledge, or it's just a mechanical thing, just collect the data and integrate it and this and that. I'll tell you, this is not the way to gain knowledge. This is not the way to gain knowledge. The method to gain knowledge, as I understand, only the Lord can give this knowledge. If the knowledge does not, you cannot capture the knowledge within simple English or just some few maps or drawings. It's not possible. Although you can read the knowledge, Prabhupada has spoken things very simply, in plain English, but still, unless Yasya deve parabhaktar yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite katitam vyartha prakashante mahatman, unless somehow or other, if you could please a pure devotee of the Lord, if you try to serve a pure devotee of the Lord and the Lord Himself, have faith in both, then knowledge will come. And all knowledge that comes, actually, the Dhan Buddhyam, especially the spiritual knowledge, comes from the Lord. So, just to clarify that, although I have shown so many things as if it is just a mechanical thing, and we might just even come up with a program to just extract, make a bot who will extract everything, integrate, and it will not work. Knowledge doesn't come like that. Spiritual knowledge absolutely doesn't come like that. That is only, I only know this thing. Anyways, so that was the point. But yes, all this effort only to do our duty to tell the Lord, Sir, I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can. Doing one's duty is mandatory. It's very important. That's the only thing. We do what we can. That's it. But we should know the principle. That's the point. Similarly, there is another very important thing. Although I have shown so many things about implementation, this map, this flowchart, this diagram, and that CDOC system and everything, one may think that, oh, this is the method, but the thing is, this is not the method of installing or establishing Varnashram. This is not the method of establishing Varnashram. The way to establish Varnashram is chanting Hare Krishna. That is the only method. Now you'll say, oh, then why are you doing all this? Our duty has to be done. Our duty has to be done. Prabhupada has given instruction. It's mandatory for us to follow. So, we do our part, but we know the principle. So, chanting Hare Krishna is extremely important. That's why Harinam, if devotees really wish to see that Varnashram gets established at your place, it's highly recommended that you should chant, increase Harinam at your places. And if you could just do it as much as possible, chant when you can, and especially chant when you cannot. Chant when you cannot chant. But take care, if you do so, again I am saying, don't expect your material life to go on smoothly. There will be apocalyptic revolutions inside out. And just as I told about the bitter pill, Ayurvedic styles, wherever there will be problem, it will increase. Whatever problem, lust, anger, greed, whatever problem you have, anything, fear, whatever, it will increase, but the medicine keep taking, tolerate it, keep taking medicine and it will subside. Over a period of time, it will subside. Poison first, nectar later. So, that was the point. The point was, although we need to do our duty and we need to tell the Lord that, Sir, we are doing what we can. We are doing our best. But the principle has to be understood. This is not the method exactly. But yes, this has to be done. Method, we should know the method. And yes, if you have to take one thing about this project, then just chant Hare Krishna and don't commit offenses.